Where's Prabhu? He's doing okay? Sure. I don't know whether anybody's here for Hindi class, but Parul Mataji was here, very on schedule, but I think sadly nobody is there. Yeah, are you excited about that? There's your person. Please chat with her. Okay. It started several weeks ago, and there are a bunch of. Can I have this in a different format, like a, kind of coming like this, because it's like sitting right in front of me. Yeah, you'll have to do a little bit of a Cliff's Note, catching up. Please remind me of your name again. Tyler. You went to the Provo, Salt Lake City. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Perfect. Did you attend their Bhagavatam classes or Sunday feast class? Putting right here? Did you live in Provo itself? Okay. Yes. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Yeah, exciting time. He's very expert. Sripada Mataji, this is Tyler Prabhu, and he's from Provo, I'm sorry, Spanish Fork, and knows Charu Prabhu and Vaibhav Mataji. This is Sripada Mataji, Srila Prabhupada disciple, very wonderful, sweet devotee. Maybe you can get to know her. Hare Krishna Prabhu, I don't remember your name. Gurudas. Gurudas. Okay, thank you. I should understand that. Where are you from? Okay, thank you for coming all the way. Thank you. First time here? Okay. Thank you. So, I'm going to speak on a topic. Can you hear me okay? Om Agyantamarandasya Jananjala Shlakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Udanta Swami Tanamane Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashataya Deshatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gada Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Pretty amazing photo, huh? So I think these are some of the, the slot canyons south of Utah. So has everybody heard of something called Anartha? By the way, my name is Jaisacinandana. Thank you for coming and giving us your association. Everybody's heard of a word called Anartha? No. How many have not heard? Okay, wonderful. I'm glad. For the rest of you, this may be too much repetition of what you already know, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to always ask, he always used to ask Sri Gadar Pandit to say it again, so we can have that same mood of hearing again and again. So I purposely put, the word is Anartha, but I purposely put A-N in parentheses. Can you see okay from your side? Okay. So, how many of you can relate to this? If you're bored with life, you don't get up every morning with a burning desire to do things you don't have enough goals. Hare Krishna Vidagdhamada Prabhu. Thank you for helping with cooking. So our topic is anartha. And this is a quote. Can you see Manasi Ganga Mataji? There? No? Maybe, can somebody maybe kindly put a nice comfortable chair for Mataji so she's not sitting off to the side? If that's okay. If you want to be in the pew, that's fine too.
I appreciate it. I have a cataract and I can't see it. But if I'm up close, I can see.
Sure, please come give us your association.
Sorry to be over the med section like this.
That's okay. We all have a cataract
Of some sort.
of some sort. So how many of you can kind of empathize with this sentiment? If you're bored with life, you don't get up every morning with a burning desire to do things, you don't have enough goals. Shripada Mataji, Harshita Mataji, Gopal, Prabhu, Chandrasekhar Prabhu, Tyler Prabhu. Manasi Ganga Mataji, did I see your hand go up? Anybody else that I missed? Okay. So this is, kind of like, this is not from Shastra, this is not from Scripture. But the concept is, Hare Krishna Ram, nice to see you. So this is not from Shastra, but it's a conception that people have in the modern world. So the topic for today is anartha, artha. Are you comfortable? Okay. Your dad asked you to sit there. So what does anartha means? In Sanskrit, the word or an, an, usually means not, right? The karma, akarma, like that. So anartha means that which is not artha. So to understand anartha, we first have to understand the meaning of artha, right? Let me just check timing. So anything that is unfavorable to our goal, which is artha, is called anartha. Do you mind sitting here so I can actually see you? Otherwise, I don't have that. Who's that? What's that bird that can turn? Oh, the owl. They can turn. I don't have that capability. So anything that is unfavorable to our goal, which is defined as an artha, is an anartha. Okay. So generally in our scriptures, anarthas are felt to be a collection of things that have no purpose. So just follow along. So then we can get to, that means to define anartha, I need to know what is artha. Is that okay? So artha in Sanskrit means to desire. Meaning, for example, I have a desirable object. I have a desirable goal. I have a desirable purpose. I have a desirable result. Okay? So to understand anartha, I need to know what is artha. So artha is to, simply put, to desire. Either something, someone, some idea, some purpose, some goal. So within it, desire means there's an implied action. There's a purposeful action. There's an aim and determination. You can see this throughout the world, right? The big businessmen, the athletes, the business owner, the parents, the soldier, the terrorist, etc. So artha also implies that the objective that we're seeking is something we don't have, but we want to get it. Is this too loud? It's okay. All right. It's okay. Okay. Can you guys see the slides? Okay. So it implies desire, a purposeful action, and an objective, something that we want that we don't have, okay? So obviously and logically, to achieve something we don't have, we have to have activity that's favorable towards getting it, and we have to avoid something that's not so favorable to obtaining it. Is that better? You can see okay there? Or you can hear?
I can hear, I can't see either way.
That's, thank you. So we have to have an object in mind, a desire. We have to have a purposeful action. We understand we don't have it that we're trying to achieve, and we want to do things that help us achieve it and avoid things. You know, it's like, okay, if somebody's artha is to, I'm just making this up, to lose 10 pounds in the coming year, then that's something that they have. They want to lose weight, right? And to lose that weight, they have to have a purposeful action. Like, okay, I'm going to do intermittent fasting. I'm going to wait 16 hours between my dinner and my breakfast, or I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to cut out sugar, whatever. You follow me? And I'm not going to like go open that, you know, that container of ice cream or paneer, depending on where you are, right? So so inherent within the idea of artha is a means to obtain artha. So there are two types, our literature explains there are two types of arthas. The objective, the goal, the purpose, and the means to obtain that objective, right? And those of you who are shastrically inclined can see where I'm going. Anything that supports these two is called anartha. Everything else is anartha. Pretty clear, right? But unless if we understand what is artha and anartha, it won't make sense. None of this will make sense. So that's why I'm spending time on this. Because if we're not clear on what our purpose is, then we don't know the distinction between artha and anartha, right? I mean, that's why people always publish these articles like, why do New Year's resolutions fail? And they'll go into some like meticulous analysis, but basically it's because we're not clear about what our purpose is. So our artha and our anartha can get confused. Sorry. Go back. Okay. Next. So to achieve a goal, we also need the means. Right? We need a means. So, as I said, we need the objective and the means to achieve the objective. Same way of saying what I said before. Anything that supports this is acceptable. Okay. So if we're not clear about our purpose, we're not clear about the distinction. For example, if I want to go to Vrindavan, but I set my Google, I don't know how great Google Map is in India, I presume it's good, but if I set it for Jaipur, I'm not going to get to Vrindavan. I have to have a very purposeful activity when I'm trying to achieve an artha. Okay? So I'm not going to get too technical because I think there's a lot to be said on this topic, scripturally as well as practically, but I want to focus on a particular aspect, if I may. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in a very famous book called Bhajana Rasya, it's available over the internet. I have it as a translation by Jaisacinandana Maharaj with commentary. It's a short book, but it's really sweet. It's about bhajan, meaning chanting the holy name. And so in chapter 2, he goes over the things that keep us from chanting the holy name nicely. So he describes that he has a section, specific chapter 2 is on anarthas. And he has a section where he says anarthas of living entities enchanted by illusory energy, which is commonly called Maya, are of 4 kinds. There's illusion about one's real identity. It's called Tattva Brahma or Sarup Brahma. And here's an explanation from both Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. So what is Tattva Brahma? It's that I'm forgetting I'm an infinitesimal particle of spiritual consciousness and Krishna's servant. And because of that, the jiva wanders about material existence. This is the primary anartha. Failure for us to realize who we are, our true nature. There's a wonderful series of books called Srila Prabhupada Memories, and one of the earliest versions of this book had one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples wrote, Srila Prabhupada, you told us we're not the body, and even 35 years later, after I met you in the 1960s, I'm still struggling with that. The primary anartha of a living entity, living being, is failure to realize their sarup, their true nature. A second anartha that Bhaktivinoda Thakur talked about is called asat trishna. Basically, thirst for something that is temporary. So it's described as considering the material body to be me, to consider perishable objects in relation to the body to be mine, my children, my car, my job, my money, etc. My family, my society, my country. And the desire for happiness from such things. So this is thirst for the temporary. That's the second one. But you can see how it's related to the first one, Tattva Brahma. It's a misidentification of.
Do you think we could enlarge the font?
I don't think I can do it right now, but the subsequent ones I did. In this one, I was just trying to capture the 4 in 1 slide. I should have learned my lesson. I should have done it in 2 slides. Forgive me. But I will. I thought of that too when I was doing this. I said, this is too much on 1 slide, but that's why I brought it out as bullets. But the main thing is misconception of who we are is the main anartha. Offenses, often called aparadha. So radha means, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says this, means priti. Priti is another word for prem. Prem. So radha means affection. So it's an action that causes affection to vanish. So it's called aparadha. Like Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj's pranam mantra says, Appi Siddhanta, right? Against though he's battling those that are putting out incorrect knowledge. So aparadha at the lotus feet of Bhagwan or at the feet of his dear devotees is something that decreases prema or priti. So the other one is something that I think most people have experience of, called Hriday Darlabhyam, weakness of heart. It doesn't mean heart failure in the sense of, medical heart failure or a heart attack. It means something else. The heart experiences illusion and distress upon achieving something or losing something that is very dear to it. If you remember nothing else from this, remember that the main important misconception is Tattva Brahma or Sarup Brahma, okay? Hare Krishna. Hopefully this font is a little bit bigger. So it's considered by most acharyas to be the most important anartha. Because it's misconception of the truth and illusion about spiritual identity. Bhagavad Gita describes that in great detail, right? And we will get to that. So here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur divides Tattva Vibhrama into 4 types. Please bear with me, this may seem technical, but I'll keep summarizing. Sva Tattva Brahma, misconception of one's true self, meaning one's spiritual identity as an Atma. Parat Tattva Brahma, misconception of the Supreme, meaning we don't understand who's Bhagwan and what is Satyam Param Dhimahi. Sadhya Sadhana Brahma, misconception of the goal of life. So you can see the relationship here between, I don't show in that slide that artha includes objective and the means for that objective. So Anything against that is an anartha. So misconception of the goal of life and the means to attain it. And specifically, lack of clarity about sadhana bhakti. And the means of perfection, which Sri Rupa Goswami calls sadhya. And the object to be attained by that sadhya, which is prem bhakti. And then the last one, Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions, is called bhajan virodhi vishaya brahma. Misconception about things that are unfavorable. So not just misconception about what's favorable, but misconception about what's unfavorable, right? To know what's your artha, you have to know what the anartha is too. Okay. So exploring that. A kind of important point to understand, and it's a corollary, is that if I have Tatma Brahma, mistaking right things for wrong things, then I cannot reach that object, right? If I take a piece of bronze and I start polishing it, thinking I'm going to get gold, I will not, because I've misperceived what the nature of that object is. Now we know from our Shastra that absolute truth is one, right? Why? Because absolute truth is defined as? Anybody know what absolute truth is defined as? In plain English. Gopal?
That which is the highest.
Okay.
That which is the cause of all other truths, or the source.
That's what Jiva Goswami says is absolute truth. That which is the source of everything. Yes. So by definition, mathematically or spiritually, that is one. Can only be one thing by definition. But realize that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, but realize that Brahma's misconceptions are many, unlimited. Okay? So what's the solution for Tattva Brahma? Okay, I have misconception of my spiritual identity, I have misconception about the Lord, I have misconception about the process, I have, etc., etc. So we have to understand that on the path of bhakti, our artha, our purpose, our goal, our objective is one, prema. Prema is our artha. And Sri Rupa Goswami describes the quality of that characteristic, which is called Sarup Lakshana. Right? It's in the definition of bhakti that he uses. So two things. Anukula Krishna Anushilanam. That's the Sarup Lakshana, the essential quality of bhakti. To act with one's body, mind, and speech for what? For the satisfaction of Krishna. And objects or persons, it also includes objects or persons related to Krishna too. Not just Krishna, but everything in relationship to Krishna. That is an artha. Okay? And he says that the tatashta lakshana is anya bhilashata sunyam. But in Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's analysis and Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's analysis, this is also an artha. It's not just anukulyena Krishna anushilanam, and this is very subtle, but if you understand this, if I understand this, then it's going to give our bhajan a lot of potency. There's no desire for anything other than bhakti. Shunyam, right? Not anuvrittam. Right? What's the difference between anuvrittam and shunyam? We talked about this at our class. Remember? What's shunyam? What's shunyam? Zero. What's anuvrittam? Yes, not covered. Right? You guys are Shastak scholars. So there's no desire for anything other than bhakti. In fact, the absence, so this is critical, the absence of any such desire is the very nature of Uttama Bhakti. The absence of anything else other than bhakti is uttama bhakti. That is an artha for us. Are you guys following? So to achieve prema, one needs to engage in sadhana bhakti. Therefore, remember we said artha includes the objective as well as the means to get to that objective. So sadhana bhakti is also Jaisacinandana ki jai, Lakshmi Narasimha Bhagavan ki jai. I go with him in the Hari Hari Bol. So sadhana bhakti is also an artha. Everything else is anartha. Anything that does not support uttama bhakti, having desire for anything other than bhakti, is an anartha. Sorry to say that, but that's what our scriptures indicate. So that points out to the solution, correct? So in order to know something, one has to have tattva, knowledge of the truth. Because if we have proper knowledge of prem or priti and the process to achieve it, then we can understand the true anarthas, correct? To understand anartha, you have to understand artha. And you have to understand the process for obtaining that artha. Are you okay? Okay. Otherwise, even the so-called arthas we also become anarthas. Because we don't understand our artha. So anarthas seem like arthas. Because of avidya or ignorance, the real artha appears to be an anartha. The real artha appears to be anartha. And the anarthas appear to be arthas. Anybody who's done book distribution knows this. Straightforward. Living example. Because of avidya, anadi avidya, timeless ignorance, the real artha appears to be an anartha. And the real anartha appears to be an artha. And what is the purpose of our sadhana bhakti or our Krishna consciousness movement? It's to get rid of anarthas, anartha nivritti, not to engage in anartha privritti, cultivating anarthas. So another very important takeaway, so I said the first thing is I'm re-summarizing, when we talk about anartha, we have to understand it through the means of understanding what our artha is. That was the first point. Second point was that there are basically 4 types of anarthas. And out of them, the most important is misconception of who we are and who is the Lord. And then the third point is, if we don't, and also understanding that the objective to obtain a goal is also an artha. Next point was that for devotees of the Lord, our only artha is uttama bhakti, according to stalwarts like Shiva Goswami and Chief Goswami, and of course Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Krishna himself. But if we're not clear on these 2 definitions, if we don't know what our artha is, we'll confuse anartha for artha and vice versa. The fundamental problem in anartha is our identification with the material body. That's why if you look up Srila Prabhupada's most common statement, those of you that are disciples of Srila Prabhupada, how many times did he say, you're not the body? Innumerable times. Our own, we've heard it from Srila Prabhupada, we've read it from his books, etc. So I'm going to explore that. Anarthas in relationship to the material body. If the identification for us, why did Srila Prabhupada emphasize this so much? And why did Lord Krishna emphasize that to Arjuna? Because if that identification with the body is gone, then there's no more anartha. But to overcome this, We're having parallel chanting somewhere, or he's demonstrating a shank, I guess. Maybe it's Lord Krishna confirming. So to overcome this anartha is difficult because it makes us question our conception of who are we. Why? Because we have an attachment to our bodies, and Srila Prabhupada calls byproducts of our bodies, like our family, our country, our job, our wealth, etc. Why do I feel so much pain at the suffering of my family, my wife, my husband, my kids, but when I hear about something terrible about somebody else's child, I'll say, yeah, that's sorry, I feel bad. I'll pray for them. But deep down, there's that wall. So we've lived a mistaken reality of who we are for many lives. And as such, we have a natural attachment to our bodies. The body has needs. And those become our artha in day-to-day life. The body needs to be clothed, the body needs to be warm, the body needs to be fed, the body needs to be cared for, etc. Those become our artha because of our natural attachment to the conception of being the body. And our minds feel comfortable. Remember, the mind is not a spiritual entity. There are all these books on being mindful, mindfulness, but that's not who we are. Our minds feel comfortable with this mistaken identity. It has been because it has been the one thing we have had for lifetime after lifetime. It carries over as an impression on our citta when we leave our body. That's why somebody may, just like if I eat, neem, I may not like that subsequent time because I have an impression of its negative taste, and in my future lifetime I will probably remember that if it's a very powerful impression. So our mind feels comfortable with this mistaken identity. Hare Krishna Shankar Prabhu, please be comfortable. We fear the unknown. Correct? We fear the unknown, even if it's correct and of benefit for us. And as a result, we don't want to surrender to the unknown. Because this natural attachment to the body and the arthas that go with the material body, we're afraid of the unknown. And we don't want to surrender to the unknown. So let's cover a case study of surrender if we can. Is that okay? Okay. So in Bhagavad Gita, what does Arjuna do? He surrenders to Shri Krishna, correct? So in Gita 2.7, there's this very famous verse. Would somebody like to chant it? Chandrasekhar Prabhu? So I just highlighted two portions. Dharma samudha cheta. That I'm confused and bewildered about what is my purpose. Srila Prabhupada calls dharma occupation. Mam tuam prapanam. Prapanam means surrender, correct? Like sharanagati. I'm mam, I, tuam, you, prapanam. I'm surrendering to you because I'm confused about my nature, my identity. So, translation. Now I'm confused about my duty, dharma samudha chetaha, and I've lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Sounds like surrender, right? How many of you think that's surrender? How many of you think that's not surrender? Some of you are smart and think this is a trick question. All of you are smart. So let's see what Arjun says 2 verses later. Read, please.
Sanjay Uvacha Evam Ukva Hrishikesham Gudakesha Parantapa Nayotsya iti Govindam Uktva Kushin Babuvaha. Sanjay
said, having spoken thus, Arjun, chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. How many of you think that's surrender? How many of you thought this was surrender? Everybody, right? Who had an opinion. But 2 verses later he says, I won't fight. How do we understand that? Now, let's hear what he says after he hears Sri Krishna's instruction, please.
Arjuna vacha nashto moha smriti labdha tvat prasadan maya achyuta stito asmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava.
Arjun said, my dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt and prepared to act according to your instructions. So there's a relationship between what I'm trying to point out is fundamental anartha is misconception of who we are. And there's a relationship between anarthas and surrender. That's the entire Bhagavad Gita. Jiva Goswami's analysis of Bhagavad Gita rests on 2.7 and Sarva Dharma Pratiyaje. One points out the problem of grief, other points out the solution of grief, which is surrender. He said that those 2 verses summarize the entire Gita, purpose. Of course, one verse of Gita can be explored for a lifetime. But there's a relationship between surrender and anarthas. So we can see the difference in these 2 levels of surrender, correct? 2.9, 2.7, 2.9, where he says, I'm confused about my identity, dharma, samudha, jeta. Mam, tvam, prapanna. 2, I'm not going to fight. 2, and then nasta mohan smriti labda. Karishyashi vachanam tvam. Difference in the 2 levels of surrender because of the instruction that Arjun received. So here's a very important lesson. Surrender in ignorance or avidya is not purposeful. It is not a means for achieving our artha. So that's why one needs instruction and shastra, right? Surrender in ignorance, which is what happened to Arjun. Lord Krishna created the situation where Arjun forgot his identity. It's not purposeful. It's not means to our artha. And you can see that. Lord Krishna explains that in Gita very deliberately throughout the Gita, correct? Arjuna asks so many times about sannyas versus tyagi, etc., doing jnana yoga versus karma yoga. But Krishna is always pointing out that surrender and ignorance is not fruitful, it's not purposeful, it's not a means to our artha. What is our artha? Prem bhakti, uttama bhakti. So for this reason, Sri Rupa Goswami states that the first step in bhakti is to take shelter, surrender, is what shelter means, of a qualified guru. What is that called? Guru Padashraya. Right? That's what he says. That's the first step. And that's what, you can see, that's what Arjun did initially, but it's not the final step, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. Why? Because it's very difficult to surrender. Our whole sense of identity strongly resists it as we have comfortably lived with our bodily artha of our mistaken identity, which is actually truly an anartha. And like we said, with this mindset, we don't even appreciate whether we're coming close to our artha or coming closer to our anartha. So fundamentally, what Lord Krishna teaches in Gita is that our artha is that instead of following my wish based on my bodily artha, I follow the wish of Guru and Krishna. Now we think surrender. So to this idea is linked, I'm too weak. How can I do that? I'm too weak. Right? We all have had moments where we feel that. That's such a lofty goal. Kaise karenge? How will we do? So in the material point of view, surrender is often considered a weakness, correct? When an army surrenders to another army, that means I got defeated by that other superior army. And in a game, if one team surrenders to another, that means they bowed out, right? In chess, what is it called? Checkmate, right? So they tip over their king. I surrender. Literally, it's a board game depicting surrender. It's considered weakness. But in spiritual vision, surrender is for the brave-hearted. It's for those that have strength. Arjuna was bewildered and weak. In comments in 2.7, 2.9, Dharma Sumuda Chetasa. I am bewildered about religion. But in 18.73, where he surrenders after hearing Krishna and his instruction, he felt empowered. I'm now firm and free from doubt, and I'm prepared to act according to your instructions. So Bhaktisanta Maharaj said that it takes a brave soul, brave heart to swim out into the ocean. So it takes brave heart to surrender to Lord and Guru. So we never surrender, right? Okay, let's see that. We're surrendered to our bodies, right? To our material artha, mistaken identity. We brush teeth, we bathe, we feed ourselves. Why? Because it's a habit without a beginning from infinite lifetimes in an infinite material universe. So to surrender to Guru and Krishna is difficult, but surrender to our body is easy, relatively. Nobody has to teach us how to surrender to our body, right? Why? Because we remember it from past lifetime. Somebody has to teach us scripture or shastra, but nobody has to teach us that. We try to fill out the unrelenting fire hydrant of desires that pour out from our material intelligence and our mind and our senses. And we can see around us that so much suffering comes to a body, our own or others. Yet we are enamored with our body and surrender to it, correct? Are you guys following? Is this understandable? I don't want to make it theoretical. Okay. But in reality, surrendering to Shri Krishna is not so painful or difficult, is the point that our acharyas make. But since we don't like to surrender to anyone else other than our own self, I mean, yeah, you think, okay, those that are married say, okay, I surrender to my wife, but you don't really, or vice versa. We're surrendering to our wife because we think of our wife as, or our husband as our extension of ourself, not because of who they are. We're surrendering to our children because they're an extension of my mistaken identity of who I am, not because of who they are. So we don't like to surrender to anyone other than to our own material intelligence and our mind and our senses. True path of our true artha, which is uttama bhakti, prema bhakti. So
Tasya viparyayo smritihi tanmayayato buddha abhijetam patyaikai sangurudevatma.
thank you.
Devatatma.
Thank you. Nice. Translation. Fear arises when a living being misidentifies himself as the material body. This is Uddhav Gita. because of absorption in the external illusory energy of the Lord. When the living entity thus turns away from the Supreme Lord, he also forgets his own constitutional position as the servant of Bhagavan, Lord. This bewildering, fearful condition, because Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that one of the concepts of anarthas is fear, especially fear of death. This bewildering, fearful condition is affected by the potency for illusion called Maya. Therefore, an intelligent person should engage unflinchingly in the unalloyed devotional service of the Lord under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, whom he should worship, who he should accept as his worshipable deity and his very life and soul. It's connected to that other famous verse about Acharya. So bhakti is a solution to the anarthas, is what this verse is essentially saying. So the idea is I absorb myself in Sri Krishna, right? So as long as there are anarthas in the heart, Tattva Brahma, there's no possibility of absorption in Sri Krishna. I will show you some verses on that in a minute. Because anarthas deviate the mind to material objects, that's their nature. That's what they are to a devotee. To a non-devotee, they're the artha. The mind is material and thus is naturally attracted to material objects, right? Like attracts like, correct? And material actions. It has no inclination to think of anything spiritual. So how to get absorbed? Only when the mind is imbued with potency of bhakti does it flow towards Sri Krishna. Otherwise that doesn't happen. So another lesson. So first lesson is we need Krishna and Guru. This is a very powerful verse. It explains a lot of things, but I'm just going to my purpose is to put it here to explain about anartha. Sorry, I'm picking on you.
Anadya vidya yuktasya purushasyatma vedanam svato na sambhavadanyas tattvajno gnanado bhavet.
Translation. Notice anadi avidya. Translation. Because a person who has been covered by ignorance since time immemorial, right? What does adi mean? Beginning. Anadi? Beginningless. Avidya means ignorance. Krishna himself is saying this to Uddhava. Because a person who has been covered by ignorance since time immemorial is not capable of effecting his own self-realization, right? I can't pull myself up by pulling my shoe, right? I need somebody to pick me up. Because a person who has been covered by ignorance since time immemorial is not capable of effecting his own self-realization, there must be some other personality who is in factual knowledge of the absolute truth and can impart this knowledge to him. Now, here it's called Tattva Jnana, the knower of transcendental reality. So who's Tattva Jnana? One who knows Tattva. And that oftentimes is interpreted as, sadhu, guru. But in this verse, so who's the deliverer? Is it Krishna or Guru? It's Krishna. Who's the deliverer? Krishna or Guru? It's Krishna. He is the Jnandha, the bestower of real knowledge. Must be bhavet. There must be some other personality who is in factual knowledge of the absolute truth and can impart this point. So, main point, avidya, anartha, cannot be overcome by us on our own strength. Knowledge about Atma is important. Lord Krishna spends chapter 2, chapter 3, exploring knowledge of Atma in great detail. But it's not enough. Somebody other than us has to give a helping hand. And that's the mercy of Bhagavan, Krishna. So there's a very nice literature that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj published in 1916. It's attributed somewhere between 1916 to 1917 in Sajjana Tosni. And it's called Prakrta Rasa Sat Dushani. So rasa means mellows, right? Relationship. Sata means 100. Dushani, a warning. Prakarta meaning material. 100 warnings against mundane mellows or mundane material rasas. It has 100 verses. I just took out 4 from them in relationship. It's all about chanting the holy name, but also about anarthas. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote Bhajan Rasya and wrote a whole chapter on anartha and showed it Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. Okay, so you want to try that one? It's in Bengali. Very nice. One should never consider other than the following. Please remember this. One should never consider other than the following. Everything made of matter is an anartha. It's not our purpose. It's not our goal. It's not our objective. And should be rejected. Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj doesn't hide behind the platform. He's straightforward. Transcendental knowledge of Lord Krishna can never be obtained through any mellows or rasa that is controlled by attachment to matter. Tattva Brahma cannot reveal to us our artha. Everything made of matter is an anartha and should be rejected. Transcendental knowledge of Lord Krishna can never be obtained through any mellow that is controlled by attachment. Jada Akshakti. We know the word Ashakti from Mother Kadamni. Jada. Attachment to matter. So we're helpless. I'll have you read the next verse, please. As long as anarthas remain, then the chanting of the holy name will never produce an understanding of the transcendental qualities of the Lord. As long as anarthas remain, then the chanting of the holy name will never factually engage one in Krishna's service. That's a strong statement. That if our goal is Uttama Bhakti, Prem Bhakti, that's our artha, right? Anya Bhilashata Sunyam. That's our artha, our only artha. But I have an artha related to attachment to matter, then any service that I do will actually never factually be Krishna's service. What more does he say? You can go ahead and read. Then he goes on, but he says, revelations of the Lord's transcendental form, qualities, and pastimes are never manifest in the absence of His holy name. So we're caught in a catch-22. The holy name of Lord Krishna is never separated from His transcendental form, qualities, or pastimes. I think most of us are familiar with that, right? What to do? Thank you. Well, while still contaminated with anarthas, one should never try to enjoy materialistic pastimes. But as long as these impediments remain, one should never give up trying to purely chant the holy name of Krishna. Trying to purely chant. So he's saying, yeah, it's true that if we have this anartha of material identification, our service will never really be factually Krishna's service. But he's saying, while still contaminated, we should try our best to not be in the mood of enjoying it. But we have to be real. We have to be real. And so we should never try to give up the pure chanting of the holy name. That's why, a lot of devotees feel the fifth offense is the most important, which is, what's the fifth offense? To consider. Right. This is a quote I found. So where are we? This world is a land of doubt. The spiritual world is a land of faith. So where are we? This is a quote. You want to read the quote?
The desire to be loved is the last illusion. Give it up and you will be free.
This is, an understanding. This is not from Shastra, please. Loved by Sri Krishna. Krishna is the original soul, right? The Paramatma. In reality, all souls can trace their origin to Krishna, the origin of everyone and everything. Just as body has a soul within, the soul also has a soul. Isn't that a cool concept? The body has a soul, but the soul has a soul too. And therefore the soul actually, the soul has the ahankara has a natural attraction to the body. The soul has a natural attraction to the Paramatma. And actually forever struggles to rediscover him by other anarthas, essentially. And that struggle to rediscover that soul of our soul spans our life. That's why, devotees would reject this statement. The desire to be loved is an illusion. It's not an illusion. It's the engine that drives the train, lifetime after lifetime. Why? Because the attraction of our soul for that soul within us. And then life after life, thousands of lives searching for the source of the soul, right? Eventually Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, after many births and deaths, the soul comes to know that he, Krishna, is everything. Shri Jaisacinandana Dev ki jai. And begins to directly recognize and acknowledge him, to know and serve him. After many births and deaths, the soul comes to know that he, Krishna, Shri Krishna Bhagavan, is everything, and begins to directly recognize and acknowledge him, to know and serve him. This is Bhival Mangal Thakur. Does he look like somebody who thinks love is an illusion? Blind, elderly, frail. Look at Krishna. So we should act out for our artha. So I'm summarizing. We have to get out of this attachment for the body. It's not possible to love the body and simultaneously have love for Krishna. That's difficult. We've got our feet in two different boats. Point 2. If we can spend a fraction of time that we spend on the body in our artha for the material body, if we devote a fraction of that time to service of Krishna, then our life is successful. Point 2. So attachment to the body is a foundational anartha. It's the foundation on which all anarthas sit. At present, our body, which includes our mind, is our guru. Krishna is asking us to change our guru. So Just like Sri Arjuna, if we can change our object of surrender to the bona fide Guru and Sri Krishna, then our anartha dissolves. This is Uttama Bhakti, ultimate remover of all our anarthas, right? That artha removes every single anartha. So summary, the essential characteristic of bhakti, sarup lakshana, is anukulyena Krishna anushilanam, to act for the pleasure and satisfaction of Krishna with body, mind and words. That is our artha, that's prem bhakti, uttama bhakti. And then something that has to be understood along with that artha of prem bhakti is that there's a means, that there's no anyabhilashata sunyam, no other desire. And that absence of that other desire, only way that absence can come is understanding I'm not the body. That is also an artha. All other desires are secondary and assist the primary desire bhakti, which is to get uttama bhakti. That's why Sri Rupa Goswami wrote Bhakti Rasmrita Sindhu, right? Why write it otherwise? To create an encyclopedia? No. It's to help us achieve uttama bhakti. Yes, sadhana bhakti is our process, and it is artha. But the goal is prem bhakti. Everything else is an artha. Anything that doesn't support that artha is an artha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for going over by 5 minutes. Any comments? Yes. Go ahead.
Prabhu, you mentioned that surrender in ignorance is not purposeful.
It's not purposeful, meaning it doesn't achieve the desired result.
But that's where one starts, is that?
Yes, but one has to move on. Krishna accepted that. But then Krishna, what's the first thing Krishna instructed Arjuna? He didn't instruct him, drive your chariot around this way, escape Bhishma by this, and avoid Drona, killing Drona by this. He explained to him, Tata Brahma, you've mistaken identity. So yes, we have to be real. We have to start somewhere, right? Like, our prayers are supposed to be pure, prayer for Uttama Bhakti. But sometimes they'll start with prayer for shelter of Krishna too. And that's why the mercy of Krishna is so important, because we cannot come out of avidya, like that verse says, by our own endeavor. We need help of something greater than us. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita that the created cannot know the creator, right, essentially. So yes, we have to start somewhere. And that's Adav Shraddha too. It's soft Shraddha, it's not Shraddhavan. Shraddhavan comes with illumination of Tattva Brahma through sadhana bhakti, you know. Follow up? Yes?
Would you consider like an karma yogi, like that thought next in karma yogi?
Yeah.
Krishna explained it. Would you consider as an anartha to start with?
No. Because Krishna, you know, there's a section on Karma Yoga, right? And then there's a section on Jnana Yoga. What did Krishna recommend to Arjuna? Karma Yoga. Why? Because Krishna knew the nature of the material world. But the Acharya says Karma Yoga in the sense, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says Nishkarma Karma Yoga. Nishkarma means, you know, of course without attachment to the result of the activity. But Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur expands it that it actually means my goal, my artha is realization of Atma. So using one's body, mind and intelligence to achieve one's artha of Atma realization is what Karma Yoga really means, according to our acharyas. So it is a bona fide process. But one has to make sure that one's understanding is correct while you do it. Otherwise, we'll start mistaking an artha, mistaking an anartha for an artha. And we won't even realize it, because we've had that fundamental tattva brahma of identifying ourselves as the body. That's what Krishna talks about, you know, dehino asmin yatha dehe, that verse. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Okay. Follow-up question? Thank you. Any other pressing question? Shri Padamataji, Hare Krishna. Comment.
So in the presentation you said anything made of matter is anartha, and that's the attachment to matter.
Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said that.
Sorry?
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said that.
Okay, so if we dovetail and use whatever is in Bhagavata Shakti in the service of Krishna, then that becomes spiritualized and it becomes artha.
Yes. Yes. Srila Prabhupada distinctly says, matter used for the purpose of spirit becomes spirit. Correct. Srila Prabhupada used this phrase dovetailed, like you know how the joints of a drawer, to make two pieces of wood really strong, they bring it in like this. Cheap drawers have the boards glued like this, but solid drawers are like intertwined. So yes, matter used for the purpose of spirit becomes spiritualized. The diya, the cotton wick, is matter. In the process of lighting it, that wick is becoming less visible to us, right? It becomes smoke, goes from something like a solid chunk of cotton to smoke, and then it dissipates. Incense, same thing. So it's a direct example of using matter for the purpose of spirit. You can see the transformation of matter right there. Is that okay? Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, it wasn't me that said it. Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said it. Okay. Anything else? I think everybody's itching to do that most important artha, which is chant the holy name and achieve prem bhakti. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Primandi Hari Hari Bol. So we can put away the mats, and I think today is the last day for Ram and Gopal, right? You guys are leaving, so you guys can lead the stand-up kirtan, please. Others can accompany that. Hare Krishna.
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namah Vishnu Padaya Haribol. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachadine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Hello. Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Tatya Deshatarine Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Bhaja Shri Krishna Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol everyone please Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Keep it. Your face. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Haribo, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Haribo, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Namo Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Haribol, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Jaya Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jaya Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jaya Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Nitai Sachinandana Hari. Jaya Nitai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Nitai Sachinandana, Gaura. Jaya Nitai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Hari Jaya Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jaya Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Nitai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahans Parivrajacharya Sotasathistavan Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahans Parivrajacharya Sotasathistavan Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Antakoti Vaishnavrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Ki. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिगोवर्धन धाम की, ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की, नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगमाई जमुनमाई की, भक्ति देवी श्री निताय सच्चिदानंद भगवान की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to this humble devotee.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Jai
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Nitai Sacinandana Gaura Hari, Nitai Sacinandana Gaura Hari, Jaya Nitai Sacinandana Gaura Hari, Nitai Sacinandana Gaura Hari, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. Jai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Jai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Sushinita Sacinandana ki, Shapaupada ki, Itai Gaura Premanande.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Shinitai Sachidananda Dev ki jai, Shri Lakshmi Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai, Shrimati Vrinda Devi ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Guru Parampara ki jai. How are you all doing? Enjoying the sun? At least you don't have an atmospheric river that's dropping the entire year's worth of rain at one point, which is what's happening in California from what I understand. So material world is a difficult place. Srila Prabhupada said, Kirtan Rasa is the safest place to be. Hare Krishna. Anyone here for the very first time? So Guru Das Prabhu is here. We saw you. So I guess one just kind of logistical announcement. There's a Hindi class that goes on every Sunday morning, and people are registered for it, but I guess nobody came today, and Parul Mataji was waiting for a student. So I think the etiquette is, if you're not going to come, then maybe you can just WhatsApp, because I think everybody's in the WhatsApp group, right? Then teacher's not sitting and waiting for you. Those that want to take Hindi class, then maybe I don't see Priyanka Mataji here, but I see Ashish Prabhu and Parul Mataji. You can speak to them about enrolling in Hindi class. Is that okay? Okay. So thank you very much. So upcoming events. So we're going to have the visit of Harsh Radha Govind Mataji from Friday through Tuesday. So Friday evening, there's a home program at Nagendra Balar Prabhu and Manasi Ganga Mataji's home. On Monday at 11:30 a.m., there's a program at Mother Hari Prabhu's home in Battleground. 11 is Sunday feast here. 12th is Vedakta Madha Prabhu and Kirtida Mataji's home program. They moved into a new home, and so they'd like to host devotees and Mataji. And then 13th is Chandrasekhar Prabhu and Harshita Mataji's program. So we're looking into a Mataji's program, a program that's exclusively for Matajis. If there's interest, can you show hands if you're interested? I see Parul Mataji raising. I see Mega Mataji, Parul Mataji. No other Mataji wants to be in a Mataji's only program? I see somebody raising hand. Sumukhi Radha Mataji? Anyone else? Diksha Mataji? Okay. Anjana Mataji? So it's your chance to get away from the Prabhus and, let your hair down and just, speak things that are, I think every gender has some. Excuse me? I'm thinking about, because the weekdays you can't have two programs because, everybody's working. So it can be either Saturday or Sunday. We have an 11:30 a.m. program at Madhuri Prabhu's place Saturday. So, and then she'll be here on Sunday, and my presumption is devotees will want to chat with her after program. So I think Saturday is a natural one, maybe like really early afternoon, like 5 or something, so nobody's staying up real late. But Parul Mataji and her family are kindly, and Dhruv are hosting. So if you are interested, then I think we'll go ahead and move forward with that, okay? Okay, so that's coming up. Mataji is very learned. both Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, and teaching that as well. And she's been serving the GBC and Shridham Mayapur, and she's talented in many ways. So please come associate. So after that, scrolling to March. So in the beginning of March, I believe it's March 1st, 2nd, 3rd, Arjun Saka Prabhu is going to be here from Seattle. There'll be programs with him. Premrupa Madhavi Mataji and Narottam Vilas Prabhu are coordinating that. And then Gaur Purnima is on the 24th. Are you guys excited? Are you guys excited? Are the college students going to be here? No. You will. Well, I have an exciting, I don't know whether I can motivate you guys to be here, but I have an exciting thing. You like Kirtan? You like Kirtan? So Kirtan Premi Prabhu has told me that he is willing to come the weekend before Gaur Purnima. So he'll be here. He'll fly in Thursday. And so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we'll have program, and he'll leave Monday. Excuse me? The 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. So 4 days. He has a new baby boy, and so he needs to be back in Alachua for Gaur Purnima. So we're trying to finalize it, but if you have interest in participating, I know the Ram, Gopal, Subbu, Aditi, Tulsi, you're all in college. I'm probably forgetting somebody else in college. You guys give life to the Kirtan, so I think he would be very happy if you were here. He just did the Dubai Kirtan Rasa Kirtan retreat, and that was very nice. So that'll be that. And then April will be His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu. He is here from the 24th through May, correct? 24th of April through May, 1 week, inclusive. 30th, 24th to 30th, in both. So there'll be programs on 24th and programs on 30th. How do we book? I didn't hear. Who's talking? Anjana Mataji. How do you book for Hari Parshad Prabhu? So Paramakrishna Prabhu is coordinating Hari Parshad Prabhuji's visit. So you can speak to him, but from what I understand, I don't want to speak for you, but weekends are apparently booked. But weekdays are available, and he's a wonderful devotee and very... don't assume so, but anyways, maybe we can work something out, but I think we've been announcing this for a little while, but in a parallel universe, Paramakrishna Prabhu will arrange for a weekend program. But in this universe, from what I understand, it's taken. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. But talk, maybe somebody's willing to swap too, okay? It's all about opportunity to serve. So the other one is Madhav Gauranga Prabhu is kindly hosting His Grace Dwarkadish Prabhu on the 30th and the 1st, 30th of April, May 1st. So I think my discussion with Prabhuji was that there will be a home program on the 1st, right? And he's very expert. Is part of the Bhaktivedanta Hospital and likes to speak about Grihastha Ashram. So most of us are in that ashram, so it'll be very relevant. I think this is the first time he's come here. Thank you for bringing Prabhuji here, or allowing him to come. And then mid-May, on a weekday, for Krishna Prabhu, please remind me, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu? So three days, 14, 15, 16. So there's program with Chaitanya Prabhu. And if you want, I think Krishna Prabhu likes you, and so you can chat with him. And you're close, you're both in Camas, so that might be an opportunity. He's going to speak about his a new book is coming out on Ramayana, and so he's going to speak on Ramayana, which will be a wonderful topic. It usually engages a lot of people with a lot of questions and answers. So if that's better, but I think weekday people will come too. So these are all very esteemed speakers from what I've seen. And people from Camas come to Bethany when there's a weekday program. People from Salem are coming to Bethany. So I think people will do the reverse. Anyways, okay. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Weekend before, because he has a commitment for being part of the Kirtan group in Alachua for that weekend. So the weekend before. So I think I announced the dates already, right? March 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. Okay? Dhruva Prabhu is in India. He's publishing his second book on Nrsingadev. So he told me that he will come back to US and he will come through here, but I don't have his definitive dates. He's working with book publishers and that kind of logistics, so I'm not aware of that. Dhruva Prabhu is very expert in Nrsingadev Katha, and I've heard from sannyasis that amazing talks on Nrsingadev Bhagwan. He's a Nrsinga Bhakta. So, okay. Hare Krishna. Something I forgot. I think somebody was going to say something. Yes.
Prabhuji, my friends from Austin are visiting here. They just shifted to Portland.
Haribol.
February 1st, and they are here, and it's a birthday with them.
Yes, why not? What's your name, Mataji?
I'm Aditi Sharma.
Aditi Sharma. And you're here by yourself?
No, my husband is there, Vinit Sharma.
What's your name? Vinit. Vinit Sharma. Do you have children here too, or?
Virat Sharma.
Okay.
My oldest son is in Singapore. He's a Singapore citizen. He's serving the mandated 2 years Singapore Army service.
Oh, nobody's going to fight Singapore. Singapore is very smart. They've integrated themselves into the economies of each of the adjacent countries, so they're better off left alone. Okay. Well, welcome. Are you living near Mataji? Okay, in Bethany. Well, welcome. You have very nice devotee associates. How do you know each other? From Austin?
We know each other from New York.
Okay. Okay. Well, welcome. You're hitting Portland during the right time. It's not snow or ice right now, so congratulations. Austin's also very thriving in Krishna consciousness, multiple temples. So thank you. Let's welcome them with a loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. I know that this week was birthday of Sarva Shakti Mataji on Wednesday. Any other birthdays or anniversaries? Oh, you mentioned, today. So Mataji, that's okay. She's your friend. And Mega Mataji? Whose? On February 3rd. What's his name? Dr. Vivek. Okay. He's in India? Okay. Anybody? Ram?
My mom's birthday is next week.
Your mom was going to raise her hand to tell me that. But you guys are leaving, so what kind of birthday present is that? Make a surprise visit. She'll be shocked. Next week, what day? What day? 11. That's Sunday. Sunday? Okay. Hare Krishna. Damodar Leo Mataji's birthday on the 11th? I'm joking. Yeah, I'm just joking. Yeah, so Nityananda Tiradashi will be coming up. It's on a weekday. Gaur Purnima is on a Sunday. Mahaprabhu is very merciful. So we'll have more details come out. So that's kind of like the start of our Vaishnava celebration calendar. So for festivals, please sign up if you want to sponsor garlands, bhoga, abhishek, etc. Please consider doing that. Okay, the calendar's on the back side. If no other announcements, then I think we'll have pray. Yes, you have the calendar from Mayapur.
Yeah, so we have about 5 BBT calendars left over. So a lot of people said we want a calendar, and then they come over in February and March
those are from Sridham Mayapur. So they, no, for free. I mean, yeah, they TOVP, Temple of the Vedic Planetarium, sent calendars to us for distribution. You know, creating awareness, I think, is what it's about. So you can take those from they're next to Paramahansa Prabhu. You can take them. So you can take those, and then the BBT calendars. There's a donation because temple pays for that. So the suggested donation is $8, and there's only 5 of those, and then no more until next year. Okay. Shripada Mataji, would you like to speak Prabhupada Katha? Any questions? Comments? Okay. We're still actively looking for land, so we haven't given up. And if you see a lot, I see devotees sending texts of land that's available. So we're taking it seriously. We're looking at them. We have a connection with Washington County. We know a person who can tell us whether it's going to be okay or not. So if you see something and you live in Bethany, let us know, okay? We very, very much want to do that. Shripada Mataji?
Hare Krishna. So this is a letter from Srila Prabhupada to his disciples in 1972. It's the Vyas Puja reply. So there was a Vyas Puja, and this is his reply to his disciples. My dear beloved children, please accept my blessings. I am so much pleased with your kind and affectionate words on the occasion of my birthday anniversary on the Nandotsava day this year, 1972. My Guru Maharaj wanted me to spread this Krishna consciousness movement in the Western world, and you are all helping in this great attempt. My spiritual master knew that alone I could not do this great work. Therefore, he has very kindly sent you all to help me in this task. I accept you, therefore, as representatives of my Guru Maharaj, playing as my affectionate disciples. It is said that child is father of man. Kindly, therefore, continue your help in this great task and act as my young father and mother in my old age. I am your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
That's very nice.